Hi, welcome to Deliciously Divine Kitchen. My name is Bibi, and today we're going to make Asian wraps. And so the filling is tofu and cabbage, and there's a tomato peanut spread that goes on the inside. So I'm going to start by just preparing you by showing you what the vegetables are that we'll be using. So we have 5 cups of cabbage. We have a block of tofu. It's 16 ounces of tofu, and it's cut in little thin strips. We have some soy sauce, some olive oil, ginger, basil, hing, pepper, and salt. Okay, so we're going to start creating the filling. We are going to lightly fry the tofu. So I just put a little bit of olive oil filling up the bottom of the pan, but if you don't want to fry, you can always grill it in a George Foreman, or you can just saute it in your pan. What I like to do is put in the asafoetida or the hing when the oil is hot. You can hear it sizzle. And so I just put in a couple pinches of hing. And now I'm going to put about half the block of tofu, and you can see that they're just little strips like this that we're going to put in. So you can see it's starting to get a little bit golden brown on the edges. All right. And at this point, I like to put in just a little bit of soy sauce. And stand back from the pan. All right. So once it's ready, see that it starts to get a little brown on the edges, that dark brown. And it starts to almost look caramelized. See? That is a done piece of tofu. I'm going to place it right here on a paper towel and let that drip. Again, frying isn't the healthiest thing in the world, but it is a lot of fun every now and then. And you do the same thing with the other half. Okay, so now we're going to make the cabbage. We're just going to cook it a little bit. And you just put a tablespoon or 2 of oil. Probably a tablespoon is good enough. We're going to put in a little pinch of hing once that heats, and we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of ginger. Just going to mix that up a little bit, let it heat. We're going to add a little pinch of hing. Okay, so now you can see that the oil is starting to heat up. Just add a little bit of soy sauce, and this is to taste, maybe a tablespoon or so. And go ahead and put your cabbage in. And we're going to stir that around into the cabbage. And you want your cabbage to not be too wet or too moist because it'll make the wrap soggy. And your cabbage is done. Okay, so we made the filling, and now we're going to make the peanut sauce. So what you want to do is just put the heat on about medium-high, and we're going to put these peanuts right into the dish, the pan. And we're just going to toast the peanuts till they're lightly browned and you start to smell the fragrance of the peanuts. You won't have to chop these because these are just going to go straight into a blender. But you do want to let them just release their fragrance a bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to blend the peanuts in a blender with some seasoned tomatoes, and that becomes the actual spread of the wrap. So it's very tasty. Okay, so the peanuts are starting to brown, and what we're going to do now is just put those in a dish and set them to the side. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to saute the tomatoes. And you just want a little bit of olive oil. Okay, put a little hing in the hot oil. And we're going to go ahead and also put some basil in there. And I'd say even a tablespoon or 2 of basil, because again, this becomes a nice flavor once it goes into the blender with the peanuts. Okay. Go ahead, put a little salt in there. So you have basil, you have salt, you have hing. And that's all you're going to put as seasoning into the mix. Okay, so now we're going to make the spread that actually goes on the wrap. And so you put those tomatoes that you've just seasoned, you put those in the blender, and then you're going to add another cup toasted peanuts. And because the peanuts are really dry, I usually add just a little dollop of olive oil. Just a little. And then we're going to go ahead and mix it all up. Okay, so as you're making it, you may need to add a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of water, and then just taste it at the end and add salt and pepper to taste. Okay, so now we have all the ingredients ready for the wrap. We have the cabbage, we have the tofu, the peanut tomato spread, and we're actually going to start putting it together now. So what you want to do is just coat the wrap, and you can use the tortilla from the grocery store. Sometimes the health food store has really nice tortillas. And you just want to coat it a little bit with just some olive oil on both sides. And that lets it get nice and crispy when it goes into the panini press. Now, the first thing you're going to add is the tomato spread. So you want to take this, spread it across the whole tortilla, because this is where your flavor is. Okay. And after the tomato, you want to add a little cabbage. So just put that right in the center of the wrap. All right. And the last thing we're going to add is the tofu. So I usually just put about, 4 pieces or so in the wrap. And this is a great journey food. It's great for traveling because it's high protein, it's filling, it stays well. So you want to just roll that up. Okay. So you're going to put it on your panini, which is already heated. And I'm not normally big on gadgets in the kitchen, but the panini is amazing because it takes an ordinary sandwich and makes it extraordinary. So you want to press that. I like to keep it in the panini until it's nice and crisp on the outside and you actually see the brown grill marks. You know the panini's done. It gets that nice brown on it and you just put it right on the plate. So we're done with the Asian wrap, and this is something that's great to serve with a salad or a side of vegetables. And like I said, it's a really good journey food because it's high protein, it's really filling. So enjoy it, and we hope you go home and make this yourself. Bye-bye.